y'all, welcome back to Adventuring with Amanda. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Today we are talking about the HiBoost cell signal booster that I have been using in my van for a few months. This thing is really incredible, and in this video I'm not going to delve into like the super techie details of it. I'm simply going to be discussing the components, how it works, and if I think it's personally worth the money. I received this as a gift for my birthday in July, and I'm going to talk about some pros and cons. I have the RV version of the HiBoost, which essentially gives me this big outdoor antenna, and I will be discussing how that works on my minivan camper. So like this video and subscribe. Let's get into it. Before we start talking about everything, I will say that the link to this is in the description. It is purchased from Amazon. Everything else that's from Amazon in my van is also linked in the description. So the HiBoost is three major components. You have the power supply, the indoor antenna, and the outdoor antenna. Now remember, keep in mind, I have the RV kit. There's also a truck kit and a car kit. So those don't come with this antenna that goes outside, but we'll talk more about that. So it's very easy. In the kit, you do get a lot of items because you can actually adhere this to an RV. That's how it's designed. I don't do that. Again, I'll show that to you. But this is the main power supply. Here is the cord. I use the DC cord, although it does come with an AC adapter for a regular wall outlet. And it's very easy to hook up because, as you can see, it tells you to hook up the outdoor antenna here and then the indoor here with the power supply plugging right in. It is easy plug and play. This also suggests two different signal apps, which I have downloaded on my phone. I don't use them very often, but they are kind of neat to have. The outdoor antenna is connected to a 25-foot cord. I have mine measured out to where I need them, so they're just zip tied, so I don't have a ton of extra cord because I'm in a minivan and this cord is long enough for a Class C RV. The HiBoost essentially works by grabbing signal from any cell tower that's in the area. It doesn't matter what your carrier is. I use Verizon, and what I have found is that even if I have a half bar of cell service, this will boost me up to 4, sometimes 5 bars, and it is compatible with the latest 5G technology. The only downside to this is you have to have cell service. So if you are in an area that's like roaming, or it has like the exclamation mark on your signal bar, you won't be able to use this booster because it has to have something to boost. But again, I've been in areas where I have half a bar of signal, and this will boost me up so I can stream my shows and even upload videos. That is the one benefit that Starlink has that something like this does not have. Starlink works off satellite internet, so you can be anywhere. It doesn't matter if you have cell service or not, and that will get you a signal. This HiBoost, you have to have some sort of cell signal. But the pro to this is that there's no subscription fees. You don't have to pay anything monthly. So once you buy the equipment, that's it. There's no additional charges. I've even been in situations where I've been traveling with friends who have Starlink, and my cell booster is actually faster than Starlink. It all depends on the situation, but I really love this. Something like Starlink isn't necessary for me, especially with that monthly cost, because I typically camp places that I have at least some sort of cell signal. So I'm loving this booster. Let me show you how to get it set up. Of course, this kit does come with very detailed instructions, but ideally you want to have the power supply and indoor antenna as far away from the outdoor antenna as possible. So what I found that works for me, and granted, I only set this up when I'm parked. I never have it constantly going. I only set it up when I'm camping and when I need it, which isn't all the time. But I will put my power supply right there on my center console. I found that that works best for me. And then I will plug in the components. So I use the DC cord, so I just plug that in here. And then you have your indoor antenna, which just screws in here like a cable. Now I use my Vitomin 600 portable power station to run my HiBoost. Set that right there. And then my power station sits on this side of my bed. As I was saying, this antenna is actually meant to be adhered to an RV, like an RV ladder. Of course, I don't have that. At first, I thought about adhering it to my rooftop box, and then I decided that I want to be able to put it away when I'm traveling, because I only really need to use it if I'm at a campsite. So I got this brilliant idea from my friend Travis, and he uses a camera tripod, but I use an old ring light tripod. So what I did is, it's like this, and I put 2 zip ties in here, and let me show you exactly what I do. Okay, so here's my antenna. Here is my tripod with my zip ties. I will just take it, put it through the zip ties, and now it can sit like this. Now, you can leave it on the ground, but they suggest putting it at the highest point of your vehicle, and I will show you what I do. All right, so all I did was sit the tripod on my roof. That's it. I have been in winds and it's very stable on this tripod. You can do it however you want, but this works for me. And as you can see, the antenna portion is taller than my rooftop box. I do want to have it at the back of my van so I can get that distance between both antennas. Now you have this piece right here that connects to the rest of the outdoor cord. Here is the rest of my outdoor cord, and what you need to do is attach it to your antenna. So I have that attached, and then I string it through my window. Even with the rain guard, I can pull up this window pretty far. So I will string that through, and with my heat shield and everything, the window almost closes, which works out well. So I have plenty of slack on that. Like I showed, I do have it zip tied. So I will just kind of throw it like over my headrest and then plug, where'd my other end go? Plug my other end into the power supply. Here's another view of my outside wire, and there it is. Again, I have plenty of slack to string it through the window, and I officially have everything plugged into my power supply. As previously stated, I use this 600-watt portable power station to run my booster. I just plug in the DC connector, and then the indoor antenna, let me get it untangled here. Remember I said that the indoor antenna ideally wants to be as far as possible from your outdoor antenna, and I just place it right here. And that's it. So now I can still have my back pillow sitting right there, and everything's right here. All I have to do now is turn it on. In my opinion, the HiBoost uses very little power. I'm drawing about 14 watts. It seems to draw anywhere between 10 and 14 watts. So this 600 watt unit is perfect because I only run my booster on it or my Hot Logic. Here's what the outdoor cord looks like when I string it through my window. Everything down next to my bed so I can easily turn it off when I'm not using it. And as you can see, I have my 3 blue lights, so it is up and it is working. Since just turning on my booster, I went from 2 bars of LTE to 4 bars of 5G. So as you can imagine, it makes a big difference. And let me give you a scenario that is important for me when I noticed that I could really benefit from a booster. In one of my favorite places, well, in my favorite place ever, Creede, Colorado, I like to camp on Miners Creek, and I only have about a half bar of service. Then when I get in my van and I close the doors, I have no service, because when you're in a vehicle, you're essentially sitting in a metal can, so it affects your cell signal. Well, when I got the booster, I was able to not only get service inside my van, despite having half bar, but I had good enough service to stream my shows. So that's when it makes the biggest difference. The same thing can be said for Greer. I love spending time in Greer, Arizona. The cell signal is not good, but this booster allows me to upload my videos and watch my shows, and it really boosts my speeds. Especially, like I said, when I'm in the van and I close the doors and I lose all cell signal. When I camp with somebody who has Starlink and their signal is low and maybe we're parked 50 feet or so away from each other, and I get that really low quality internet from the Starlink, this booster is so much better. So for my personal needs and my van life, this booster has absolutely changed so many things, because what I have found in the last 4 months or so is that instead of having to like go into town to upload a video, since I do make a YouTube living, I have to get my videos up. Instead of having to go into town or go somewhere else, I can do it at my campsite now that I have this booster. Granted, sometimes it takes a little bit longer than if you were sitting at McDonald's using their Wi-Fi, but that's okay, because I can just sit and have my video upload while I'm streaming my shows. And I can be doing that on multiple devices. So it's boosting my cell phone, I'm uploading my video, and then I can be watching shows on my tablet. That's how I watch my shows, is through my tablet, which is on my Verizon service. I can be doing that all at the same time, and it doesn't slow down my signal at all. Now, when I'm done using my booster, since it's just sitting in on a tripod, I have to make sure I don't drive away with it, but I will just take it down. You saw how easy it is to put up. I'll take it down, I throw all my components in a bag, and just toss it in my rooftop box. Here is a view with my door closed. Since it is a little bit warmer out today, that's why I have my window down a bit, but tonight when it gets cooler out, I will roll up the window just a little bit more. The HiBoost is not cheap. It runs anywhere from $450 to $550 depending on the kit that you have. I do have the most expensive kit, but it was purchased off of Amazon, so you can wait for Prime Day. You can look for discounts. I did see on Amazon there was a $30 coupon for it recently. Not sure if that's still the case, but I think it is absolutely 100% worth the money. As I discussed before, literally the only downside is you have to have some sort of cell signal, because you need a signal if you're going to boost it. But even if that's half a bar, this thing will be great for you. And there's no monthly fees, there's no subscription, there are no other costs other than the equipment. So I personally think it's very worth it. If you don't use the internet a lot and internet service doesn't really matter to you that much, it might not be worth it. But I think in this modern day of technology, when we are all using phones and laptops and tablets for all sorts of stuff, it will make a big difference in your camping or travel or van life experience. So the link is in the description. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you all next time.